Deep within the dense emerald canopy of northern Guatemala, stone giants rise silently from the jungle floor. Towering temples pierce through the misty foliage, their steep stairways leading to the heavens. This is Tikal, one of the greatest cities of the ancient Maya civilization. For centuries, it lay abandoned, swallowed by nature, and nearly forgotten by history. Today, its ruins whisper tales of a once mighty people whose knowledge and power rivaled the greatest empires of the ancient world. Who were the Maya? What drove them to build such grand monuments deep in the heart of the rainforest? And why, after centuries of dominance, did their cities fall silent? Tikal is more than an archaeological site. It's a time capsule, a living riddle carved in stone, waiting to be decoded. Through its temples, stelae, and sprawling plazas, Tikal offers an unparalleled window into Maya society at its peak. Their political might, spiritual beliefs, scientific advances, and the daily lives of its citizens. It also holds the key to one of history's greatest enigmas, the sudden collapse of this flourishing civilization. The story of the Maya is not just a tale of rise and fall. It's a chronicle of ingenuity and resilience, of power built on both warfare and cosmic wisdom. It's a legacy of mystery, innovation, and cultural brilliance that continues to inspire and confound archaeologists, historians, and adventurers alike. In this documentary, we journey into the heart of the jungle to uncover the secrets of Tikal and the civilization that built it. From their celestial observations and complex hieroglyphs to the divine kings who ruled from pyramids, we'll explore the world of the ancient Maya and discover how their spirit still echoes through the rainforest today. The Maya civilization did not appear overnight. Its roots stretch deep into the mists of time, beginning over 4,000 years ago. From humble beginnings as farming villages in Mesoamerica, the Maya gradually evolved into one of the most advanced and influential civilizations of the ancient world. Geographically, the Maya world was vast and varied. It encompassed modern-day southern Mexico, all of Guatemala and Belize, and parts of Honduras and El Salvador. This sprawling region was divided into three main areas: the northern lowlands of the Yucatan Peninsula, the southern highlands, and the central lowlands where Tikal would one day rise. Despite the diversity of terrain and climate, the Maya created a remarkably unified culture, bound by language, religion, and shared traditions. Their history is typically divided into three main periods. The pre-classic period, c. 2000 BCE, 250 CE, saw the rise of the first significant Maya settlements and ceremonial centers. During this time, they developed agricultural techniques, pottery, and the early forms of writing and calendrical systems. The classic period, 250 to 900 CE, marked the golden age of Maya civilization. Great city-states like Tikal, Palenque, Copan, and Calakmul flourished, each ruled by powerful kings. Monumental architecture, hieroglyphic writing, and astronomical observation reached unparalleled sophistication during this era. The post-classic period, 900 to 1500s CE, followed the decline of the great southern cities. New centers such as Chichen Itza and Mayapan rose in the north, maintaining Maya traditions until the arrival of the Spanish. The Maya political system was not a centralized empire, but a collection of fiercely independent city-states. Each was governed by a divine king, or Ajaw, supported by a class of nobles, scribes, and priests. These rulers competed for prestige, forming alliances and waging wars in cycles of expansion and decline. Tikal, as we shall see, played a central role in these power dynamics. Despite the rivalry between cities, the Maya shared a common cultural foundation. They were master astronomers, developing incredibly accurate calendars that predicted solar eclipses and planetary movements. Their complex writing system, one of the few fully developed scripts in the pre-Columbian Americas, used glyphs to record dynasties, battles, religious rituals, and more. Mathematics, too, was a field in which the Maya excelled. They invented the concept of zero independently, an extraordinary achievement that would underpin their sophisticated calculations. The rise of the Maya was not merely about power or conquest, it was a cultural awakening, an era where art, science, religion, and politics merged into a singular vision of life and the cosmos. And nowhere was this vision more vividly realized than in the city of Tikal. Hidden in the dense rainforest of northern Guatemala lies the crown jewel of the Maya world, Tikal. Known to the ancient Maya as Yaxmutal, this sprawling city was once a dominant force in Mesoamerican politics, religion, and culture. Tikal's origins trace back to the pre-classic period, with evidence of settlement as early as 1000 BCE. By the classic period, between 250 and 900 CE, Tikal had grown into a towering metropolis, home to tens of thousands of inhabitants and surrounded by rich ceremonial and political infrastructure. At the heart of Tikal lies its iconic architecture, monuments that still inspire awe today. Temple 1, also known as the Temple of the Great Jaguar, soars over 47 meters high and was the funerary monument of King Jasau Chan Kawil Versh. Across from it stands Temple 2, the Temple of the Masks, believed to have been built for his queen. These temples bookend the Great Plaza, the ceremonial heart of the city. Even more impressive is Temple 4, the tallest structure in the ancient Maya world, standing over 70 meters tall. From its summit, one can see the tops of other pyramids peeking above the forest canopy, a haunting testament to Tikal's enduring legacy. Nearby, the North Acropolis served as a royal burial complex and ceremonial stage for centuries. Tikal was not just a collection of temples, it was a marvel of urban planning. The city featured a network of sakbayab, or white stone causeways, connecting plazas, temples, and residential zones. Ingeniously constructed reservoirs collected and managed rainwater, an essential resource in a region without rivers. These systems supported a complex urban environment embedded harmoniously within the rainforest. Politically, Tikal was a superpower. During the early classic period, it formed alliances with the powerful city of Teotihuacan in central Mexico, gaining both prestige and military support. However, Tikal's rise was not without rivalry. It entered a bitter, centuries-long conflict with Calakmul, another Maya giant to the north. These struggles, known as the Maya superpower wars, defined the geopolitics of the region. One of the most devastating setbacks came in 562 CE, when Tikal suffered a crushing defeat, likely at the hands of Calakmul and its ally Karakol, and entered a period of political eclipse. But by the late 7th century, under the leadership of Jasau Chan Kawil Thrace, Tikal staged a dramatic comeback, defeating Calakmul and restoring its former glory. Tikal's rise, fall, and resurgence echo the rhythms of the jungle itself, resilient, mysterious, and eternal. The city's grandeur and complexity make it a cornerstone for understanding the depth and dynamism of Maya civilization. At the core of Maya civilization stood the divine ruler, the Ajah. These kings were not mere political leaders. They were considered living gods, chosen by fate to act as mediators between the human world and the celestial realms. In Tikal, the legacy of its kings is written in stone, literally. The city's many stelae, tall, intricately carved stone monuments, commemorate royal achievements, battles, and rituals. These monuments served as both political propaganda and spiritual declarations, reinforcing the king's divine right to rule. The first known ruler of Tikal, Yax'ab-Zok, likely founded the dynasty around the 1st century CE. While details of his reign remain scarce, his name endured for centuries as a symbol of royal lineage and legitimacy. One of Tikal's early great kings, Chak Tok Ich-Ak I, ruled during a time of flourishing power, only to die dramatically on the same day Teotihuacan emissaries arrived in Tikal, an event that may signal a violent coup or shift in power dynamics. Perhaps Tikal's most celebrated ruler was Jasau Chan Kawil I, who reigned in the late 7th century CE. Under his leadership, Tikal crushed Calakmul in 695 CE, marking a turning point in Maya history. His victory is immortalized in Stela 16, a stunning monument that showcases his image and detailed glyphic inscriptions of his accomplishments. Royal power in Tikal was deeply tied to religious ritual. Kings conducted elaborate ceremonies, including bloodletting, where nobles pierced their own bodies to offer sacred blood to the gods. Temples were often constructed to commemorate major events such as victories, births, or the passing of kings. Human sacrifice, though less frequent than once believed, also played a symbolic role in royal rituals, especially during warfare. Captives from rival cities were sometimes offered to appease the gods or assert dominance. Temples themselves were divine instruments. Built in alignment with celestial events, they served as stages for the cosmic drama of kingship. Each new ruler would add to the city's sacred landscape, their legitimacy cemented not only by their bloodline, but by the physical legacy they left behind. Tikal's kings were more than rulers. They were living symbols of divine order. Their power radiated from the heavens and into the very stones of the city they built. The Maya worldview was an intricate tapestry woven from gods, myths, and cosmic cycles. Their religion was polytheistic and deeply interlinked with the natural world and the cosmos. Every action, from planting crops to choosing battle dates, was guided by divine influence. Central to their belief system were deities like Cha'ak, the rain god, Kinich Ahau, the sun god, Apuch, the god of death, and Hun Hunapu, the maize god, symbolizing life, rebirth, and sustenance. These gods were not distant figures. They walked among the people through rituals, offerings, and the kings themselves. The Popol Vuh, the sacred text of the Quiche Maya, recounts the Maya creation myth. In it, the hero twins, Hunapu and Expalanque, descend into the underworld, defeat the gods of death, and rise again, symbolizing the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth. This myth permeated every aspect of Maya religious thought and was often depicted in pottery, murals, and temple carvings. Maya temples were not just places of worship, they were astronomical observatories. The Maya tracked celestial bodies with astonishing precision. They aligned their temples with the solstices, equinoxes, and the movement of Venus, which held particular significance in warfare and divination. Their calendar systems were among the most advanced in the ancient world. The Tzolkin, a 260-day sacred calendar, and the Hab, a 365-day solar calendar, intertwined to form a 52-year cycle. The long count calendar traced larger historical epochs and famously concluded one of its major cycles in 2012, a date misunderstood in modern times as predicting the apocalypse, but which actually marked a symbolic rebirth in Maya cosmology. Religion for the Maya was not a matter of belief, but of balance. The gods required offerings, the ancestors needed honoring, and the stars demanded attention. At Tikal, every temple, every stela, and every ceremony was an act of sacred equilibrium, keeping the universe in harmony, one ritual at a time. Beyond the towering temples and sacred rituals, life in Tikal pulsed with the rhythm of everyday people. While kings and nobles etched their legacies in stone, it was the commoners, farmers, artisans, traders, and laborers who built and sustained the great city. The majority of Tikal's population were agricultural workers. These farmers practiced slash-and-burn agriculture, a technique where forested land was cleared, burned, and then cultivated. Their main crop was maize, the lifeblood of Maya civilization, both nutritionally and spiritually significant. Alongside maize, they grew beans, squash, chili peppers, and avocados. Terracing and raised field systems helped manage the challenging tropical environment, ensuring sustainable food production. Artisans were also crucial to city life. Working in stone, bone, shell, and clay, they created everything from pottery and tools to ceremonial masks and jewelry. Weavers produced intricate textiles, and scribes often of noble lineage, preserved knowledge through hieroglyphic writing on bark paper codices and carved monuments. Trade networks connected Tikal to distant lands. Merchants traveled through jungles and waterways, exchanging obsidian from highland Guatemala, jade from the Motagua Valley, cacao beans, used as both currency and ceremonial drink, vibrant quetzal feathers, and intricately crafted ceramics. These trade routes brought both goods and ideas, linking Tikal to cities as far as Teotihuacan in central Mexico. While men dominated warfare and political leadership, women played vital roles in Maya society. Noble women could wield significant power, especially in diplomatic marriages that forged alliances between cities. Some even ruled in their own right or as regents for their sons. Among commoners, women were central to household economies, agriculture, and craft production. They passed down cultural knowledge, maintained religious rituals, and were deeply involved in family and community life. Daily life in Tikal was also rich in ritual and tradition. Families honored their ancestors through home altars, buried loved ones beneath their homes, and participated in public ceremonies. Community festivals marked agricultural cycles, celestial events, and dynastic anniversaries. Tikal was not just a city of kings, it was a city of people. Each layer of society contributed to its grandeur, from the humble farmer tending maize to the artisan carving glyphs into history. Their lives filled the spaces between the pyramids, leaving behind a legacy not carved in stone, but rooted in the soil of the jungle. Around the 9th century CE, something extraordinary happened. The once mighty Tikal, bustling with life, politics, and spiritual ceremony, began to fall silent. By the end of the 10th century, its grand plazas were overgrown, its temples abandoned. But why? The collapse of Tikal is part of the broader classic Maya collapse, a mysterious and multifaceted event that saw dozens of major cities across the southern lowlands decline and disappear within a short span of time. One theory points to environmental degradation. As Tikal's population swelled, so too did its demands on the land. Deforestation for agriculture and construction may have led to soil erosion and declining crop yields. At the same time, the Maya depended on complex water management systems. Prolonged droughts, confirmed by lake sediment studies, would have severely impacted their ability to sustain life in the city. Another factor was warfare. As rivalries intensified, particularly with powerful neighbors like Calakmul and Karakol, Tikal was frequently drawn into violent conflicts. Constant warfare could have destabilized society, disrupted trade, and drained resources. There is also evidence of internal social unrest. As elite demands increased and religious ceremonies became more extravagant, the burden on commoners grew. Some scholars suggest a breakdown in the traditional social order, with elites losing their divine authority in the eyes of the people. Archaeological excavations reveal signs of abandonment, unfinished buildings, hurried burials, and a sharp decline in inscriptions and stelae, suggesting the breakdown of dynastic rule. Ceremonial plazas, once vibrant with ritual, fell quiet, overtaken by the jungle. Yet, the story of the Maya did not end with Tikal's fall. While cities like Tikal, Copan, and Palenque faded, the Maya civilization persisted in the northern lowlands, especially in Yucatan cities like Chichen Itza and Mayapan, which flourished well into the post-classic period. Even more importantly, the Maya people themselves endured. Today, millions of Maya descendants still live in Guatemala, Mexico, Belize, and Honduras, speaking their ancestral languages and practicing traditions rooted in ancient cosmology. The collapse of Tikal remains a cautionary tale of resilience tested and balance lost. But it is also a story of transformation, a reminder that civilizations may fall, but cultures can survive. For nearly 1,000 years, Tikal lay hidden beneath a thick green veil. Trees grew atop temples, vines snaked through palaces, and the sounds of howler monkeys replaced those of priests and kings. But in the 19th century, the world beyond the rainforest began to rediscover this lost city. In 1848, Guatemalan officials, guided by local Maya knowledge, sent an expedition to investigate rumors of ancient ruins deep in the jungle. When they arrived at Tikal, they found towering pyramids covered in moss and silence, monuments lost in time. Over the next century, explorers, adventurers, and scholars made dangerous treks to map and document the city. Their sketches and journals revealed glimpses of Tikal's grandeur, sparking global fascination with the Maya. In the 1950s and 1960s, systematic excavations began in earnest, led by the University of Pennsylvania in collaboration with the Guatemalan government. Archaeologists cleared temples, deciphered glyphs, and uncovered royal tombs. Their work revolutionized our understanding of Maya history, politics, and cosmology. One of the most significant finds was the tomb of Jasao Chan Kawil in beneath Temple Puant, complete with jade ornaments, elaborate pottery, and hieroglyphic texts. These discoveries confirmed historical records previously dismissed as myth and highlighted the Maya's complex socio-political system. In recent decades, technology has transformed archaeology. The use of LiDAR, light detection and ranging, aerial scanning that penetrates jungle canopy, has revealed a staggering network of roads, terraces, reservoirs, and buildings across the Petén. These scans show that Tikal was just one part of a vast and interconnected civilization, far more advanced than previously imagined. Today, Tikal is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, protected and celebrated as a cultural treasure. Tourists from around the world climb its pyramids, while scientists continue to uncover secrets beneath the soil. Preservation efforts focus on both the monuments and the surrounding rainforest, recognizing the intertwined fate of nature and history. Tikal remains a powerful symbol of the ancient Maya. Its towering temples, hidden in the jungle, whisper stories of glory, mystery, and resilience. Though centuries have passed, the Maya's contributions to astronomy, mathematics, architecture, and writing continue to inspire awe. But perhaps the greatest legacy lies in the people themselves. The Maya are not vanished, but vibrant, preserving their languages, rituals, and identity, despite centuries of change and challenge. Tikal's rise and fall teaches us about the fragility of civilization, the consequences of imbalance, and the power of cultural endurance. In its ruins, we find both a cautionary tale and a celebration of human brilliance, etched not only in stone, but in spirit.